My friends, there come moments in life when every door seems to close, every hand that once held yours slips away, and the heart whispers, nothing is left. You look around, and all you see is darkness. Every hope seems shattered. Every dream feels lost, but then, in the silence of that pain, a light appears. Not a light from this world, but one that glows from within, the light of patience and trust in Allah. It is in those moments of complete helplessness that Allah whispers to the heart of a believer, I am with you. Today, I want to take you on a journey not of victory, not of war, but of tears, of stones, and of mercy. A journey that defines what it truly means to have faith. This is the story of the journey to Taif, the story of the day when the Prophet Muhammad was hurt not by swords, but by hearts filled with hatred. And yet he responded with compassion. The Meccan years, a storm of sorrow. The Prophet had already faced years of mockery in Makkah. For more than 10 years he had called people to truth, to light, to the worship of one God. And yet, they called him a liar, a madman, a magician. Still, he endured. But then, life struck harder. His beloved uncle Abu Talib, his only shield of protection, the one who stood before the Quraysh and said, as long as I live, no one will harm him, passed away. Soon after, his beloved wife Khadija, R.A., his comfort, his supporter, the first to believe in him, also departed from this world. Imagine. In a single year, he lost the two people who gave him protection and peace. The streets of Makkah became cruel. There was no smile for him anymore. Every corner echoed with insults, with laughter, with pain. But the Prophet said, I will not stop. The message of Allah will reach far and wide. When every door of the world closed, he turned toward the door of heaven, the decision, a new hope in that moment of grief. He looked beyond Makkah, toward a city called Taif, nestled among green hills and vineyards. He thought perhaps their hearts would be softer. Perhaps the people of Taif would listen. Perhaps they would accept the message of truth. With a heart full of hope, he set out on foot, walking for miles under the burning Arabian sun. His sandals wore out, his blessed feet covered in dust. But his soul glowed with light. He was not walking toward comfort. He was walking toward the unknown, but with absolute trust in Allah. The rejection, stones and tears. When he reached Taif, he met the leaders of the tribe of Thaqif. He spoke gently with wisdom, inviting them to worship the one Creator, to abandon false gods, to live a life of truth and compassion. But they mocked him. They laughed. Some even said, has Allah found no one better than you? They rejected him completely. And not only that, they sent their servants, the street boys, and the wicked to drive him out. As he walked away, stones began to rain upon him. One hit his blessed head, another struck his feet. Blood began to flow, until his sandals were soaked in his own blood. Yet he kept walking. Not a single curse left his lips. Not a single harsh word escaped his tongue. He reached a small orchard, bleeding, tired, and heartbroken. With him was his loyal companion Zayd bin Haritha, R.A. They sat quietly under the shade of a vine tree. The world had turned its back on him, but his eyes turned upward, the prayer. When tears speak, and there, in that silence, the Prophet raised his hands and whispered the most beautiful words ever spoken in pain. O Allah, I complain to you of my weakness, my helplessness, and how people humiliate me. You are the most merciful of those who show mercy. If you are not displeased with me, then I have nothing to fear. Subhanallah. These words were not a cry of despair. They were the echo of surrender. He didn't ask for revenge. He didn't ask for relief. He asked only for Allah's pleasure, and in that moment, the heavens were silent, but his heart was at peace. The mercy of the heavens, then, suddenly, the silence broke. Angel Jibril, A.S., appeared before him and said, O Messenger of Allah, if you command, I will bring the two mountains together and crush these people of Taif for what they have done to you. But the Prophet said softly, No, Jibril. Perhaps their descendants will one day recognize Allah. Allahu Akbar. He prayed for the very people who stoned him. He showed mercy to those who gave him pain. That is why he is called Rahmatul lil Alameen, the mercy for all worlds. His patience was not weakness. It was strength born from faith, the gift of patience. Medina awaits. He left Taif not with anger, but with a heart full of prayer, and Allah, the most merciful, soon turned that pain into a promise. Only a short while later, a group of travelers from Medina met him. They listened, they believed, and they invited him to their city. Without war, without bloodshed, Medina became the home of peace, the heart of Islam. The journey of pain had become the seed of a new dawn. The lesson for every soul, my dear friends. When you feel alone, when people mock you, when your heart feels shattered, remember Taif. When you lose a job, a loved one, a dream, and you think Allah has forgotten you, remember that even the beloved of Allah walked through days of silence and sorrow. When he was left alone, he still said, "If you, O Allah, are pleased with me, then I have nothing to fear." That is the secret of faith, to love Allah, not for comfort but for contentment, to say, "Ya Allah, if you are with me, then I can bear anything." The final message, the light of patience. The journey to Taif is not just a story from history, it is a mirror for every believer. If the Prophet could forgive his enemies, if he could turn stones into prayers, then we too can face our small hardships with patience, dignity, and faith. Whoever remains patient for the sake of Allah, Allah opens doors for him that he could never imagine. So, my friends, never lose hope. Never think your struggle is unseen. For every tear you shed in patience, Allah writes down a reward beyond imagination. When life feels like it's falling apart, remember the road to Taif, a road that ended in blood and pain, but began the journey toward Medina, the city of peace. When everything seems lost, that may just be the beginning of your new dawn.